Okay, so today something happened that has never happened. We are coming to you for our very rare midday
sip and sass.
sip and sass.
With no sip and all the sass.
Okay. Jerry has some big feelings. He is full of a lot of big feelings this time. So today we went to Water for Elephants. Now, we knew nothing about Water for Elephants. I've never read it. I've never seen the movie.
Nope.
We just were like, all right, well, we can get tickets for this one. Pretty cheap.
Let's go. Yeah, they were cheap tickets.
Let's give it a whirl. Also,
I now know why they're cheap.
I meant to start with New York has been a saucy minx ever since Sunday, which was, hideous.
Awful.
She's making me reconsider my ban on coming in the summertime if she would just be this nice, because
glorious.
Lovely. I mean, I did sweat because we were standing in line for 7 years. 7 years.
It was a long line.
So we got there at 1, which is way too early, and so we're like, we're not gonna get in line. That's so dumb. And then we were just standing there. We were kind of watching the Suffs people walk, the actors walk in to their stage door. And then this lady became like our bestie, and she was like telling us how her date was coming and she was going to meet him and all the shows she's seen and blah, blah, blah.
What she sees when she brings friends.
She lives in New Jersey. She's just a hop, skip, and a jump, and she was cute. And then finally Jerry was like, I guess it was now 1:47.
And the line was not stopping.
The line hadn't even started. Going. Like, they started at 1:30, but it would like go and then stop, and then go and then stop. And I was like, well, this is dumb. Like, this is taking so long. Just for the record, it doesn't usually take that long to get into a theater once they open the line. Like, you can have a super long line, but you're in there pretty quick.
I'm thinking that theater needs to be rethought.
Yeah, it's a very weird
the bathroom
setup.
Situation and like
at intermission, the ushers were like traffic police and
was so
lining
weird.
People up and yelling at them and telling them where they could stand.
Yeah,
to
like
go to the
everyone was
bathroom.
yelling the whole time. Like, hurry up, step down, come down.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like, tries just to get in, and then again at intermission. I'm like, why is everyone just yelling at everybody?
So the theater's on 47th Street. Well, Jerry finally got in line. I found a patch of shade, and I wasn't interested in it. I needed to not sweat. And there I stood with the breeze blowing, and it was lovely. But he had to get in line, and it went clear to 46th Street.
It's true.
It was an entire block.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway.
And then halfway up the street.
So we finally get in. Whatevs. It's fine. On this one, I was like...
Allison got the tickets.
I did. And there was
Jerry.
No aisle seats. Now, as we all are very aware, we are very open and honest about our my large ass. And
we call it an ample ass.
Yes. And so I prefer to always have an aisle. I can lop into the aisle. She would just lop left. Okay, anyway, this particular showing did not have any aisle seats available. And I was like, well, this one is one off the aisle. I'm going to just hold a good thought for that. And so then we get in, and it turns out it's not one off it's one off a fake aisle.
Because you come upstairs.
Yeah.
And that's the aisle.
It was tricky. Anyway, so we were like in the middle to the end of this row. I mean, I will say, I did get in the seat. There have been others where it's not as great. But it was not comfortable. And Jerry's foot, was it your foot? Was jammed.
Yeah, it was like right up against the thing, and then I was like, this is killing my knee.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was just weird. It was a weird experience.
Yeah. And here's the weirdest part. I never in the history of ever have I left a show at intermission on the Broadway. I do it at home all the time. Don't even worry.
Me too. But I can't get through. I can't. I don't have the attention span.
But on the Broadway?
Never.
No.
This was my first walkout.
He was a grumpy bitch through the whole first act. Like, he kept checking his watch. And listen, I need to say something. I did not hate it. Like, he apparently hated it so much. And he kept checking his watch. And he was just like, ugh. And I was like, I then became more uncomfortable because I was like, what is his problem? And I was finally I go, why do you keep looking at your watch? He was like, I need to know when intermission is so I can leave. And I was like,
what I said was, I need to know how long it is till intermission so I can get the hell out of here.
Yeah. So then, we have a little back and forth at intermission about staying or going or whatever. And everyone's yelling about going to the bathroom. And so I was like, fine, it's fine, whatever, we can go. I don't hate it. It's not like, the sound was a little bit of a problem, like understanding.
When she says a little bit of the problem, it was the whole problem.
Only in the very first song.
No. The entire time. And everything just sounded like this, where it's like you could sort of understand what's going on, but it just sounds like everything is just muffled or weird, and it's just hard to understand everybody. And I was like, somebody needs to fix that. Fix it.
Yeah.
We're on Broadway. Fix it. And so that was really frustrating. The Flash.
Grant Gustaf, I don't know how you say his name.
I am not a fan.
I thought he was great.
Oh.
Sherry, tell me what he said when we went out?
He was awful?
He was like, and that guy was
Trash. I said trash.
And I was like, you just called Grant Gustafson trash.
Maybe he's a good actor. I haven't seen The Flash. I don't know. He's probably a great actor. I have no idea. I did not prefer his singing. His voice was like this big. It was like teeny tiny tiny. And then he would sing and then he would go back and sing. I was like, what are you doing? It was
and yet
driving
you weren't
me
mad
nuts.
at Jeremy Jordan for going, Daisy, like small.
No, because that was effective. Like that was tied to emotion.
Couldn't hear him, couldn't understand him.
I could hear him and understand him just fine. This guy, I was like, there's like train noise going on and he's just singing really well. I was like, what the? Oh, I was mad. I was mad the whole time.
Isn't that fascinating? Because I was like, I thought he was darling. I had no problem with him.
I was really mad.
I mean, he didn't like the girl, Marlena, is that her name? Marlena?
I don't know.
And I thought she had this gorgeous voice.
She had a cool voice. That was it. And I just didn't care about her as a character.
And then, okay, for those of you who know this, there's a whole thing about the horse, and the horse dies and everything. I thought it was stunning what they did with that. The horse was this incredible head, like this very beautiful, realistic puppet head of this horse. And then this mane, and then there was someone under it, and you could see that he was limping. And then there was this long white flowy thing, which turned out to be silks for
him to do aerial
tricks. And
because the song was so bad, they had to distract you with cool aerial stuff.
Disagree. I thought it was so beautiful and so effective. And I was like, what a cool, clever mind to come up with that. I didn't think the song was bad. I don't know.
I thought all the music was poop.
See, and there was the a cappella song with all the men. It felt like an Irish. It was super cool. When they were
hammering the thing.
Yes,
that was the coolest part.
It was. I thought it was such a great song.
Do you remember any of the songs?
I don't. I just remember her doing her like, "Stay with Me," and that whole horse song, and then that one. Anyway, but there were a lot of really
there were cool
beautiful
tricks. Really cool tricks.
And some beautiful visual elements.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Yes, I will totally agree with you 100%. It was visually entertaining.
Yeah.
That's it.
It was really, it was a lot of acrobats, a lot of...
Tons. It's like I went to the circus and a musical broke out.
Yeah, and I think that's the point, because the whole thing takes place
but the musical wasn't a good musical. It was just like a circus with singing and noise, and I was like, what is this? It's so stupid.
Also,
I'm sorry.
I guess it works for them that there were a circus, because there were some of the most bizarre looking people on that stage where I was like, you're in a show on Broadway.
Good for them.
Good for them. They fit the kind of circus freak theme, that's what I would say. But there was some, like, they were doing this massive jump rope with an actual massive rope. And these people were like, this guy did like one of those
flips and stuff.
Yeah, he like flipped and still made it over, like jumping over the rope. And then he was doing jumping and push-ups over the swinging rope.
It was weird.
And like this pole stuff that they were doing, like the strength.
That was another issue that I had. I'm like, where am I supposed to be looking? What am I supposed to be watching? Am I supposed to be watching the person that's singing, or am I supposed to be watching all the shit that's going on around you? There was no focus. It was real. I was so angry. I'm like, who's telling the story? There's an old man in the beginning, and then he becomes the Flash. And so then you realize, okay, it's the Flash's story. But then he was there and then he was gone, and then they were together, and then I was like, I don't even care anymore. I'm so angry. I had some real feelings.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
It's something.
Listen, if I were in it, I would be so proud, and I'd be like, everyone come and see my show, it's amazing. And then you'd go and be like, it was a show.
I guess Julie made you stay through SpongeBob, but I'm like, the fact that you stayed through SpongeBob over this.
I paid a lot more for SpongeBob than I did for this.
Okay.
So I didn't feel bad leaving this.
It's a crap show.
That was terrible, and I hated it.
Pile of garbage. So I'm like, I would have stayed. I would have stayed because I was kind of interested to see like how it all worked out. But he's not wrong.
August was the only good character.
There were a lot of times where I was like, who's talking? I'm a little confused. What's happening?
Where's the focus? Yeah. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I don't know who I'm supposed to be talking to. I don't know what I'm supposed to pay attention to.
That's true. So in teaching, theatrical ways, it is really important for the director and the creator of a show to always make sure that the focus is clear. And when there are things pulling focus, it adds to the confusion of understanding.
I really like Paul Alexander Nolan. He's great. He played August, and I really enjoyed him.
He's very strong. Who's the old man?
I'm assuming it's Greg. Yeah, Greg Edelman.
Edelman. All right. Anyway, so it just feels a little weird because we're just like midday doing this, and we didn't even watch the whole show. So
no, because I don't care. I don't care. Like, okay, so this is what my take is. August got super pissed because his wife had a thing with what's his nuts, and he's either gonna kill him or he's gonna beat her or whatever. He already like choked her or whatever. I'm like, I don't.
No, you couldn't even care because you were just so busy being mad.
Maybe.
He's really good at this, by the way. He makes a decision in his mind pretty quickly, and then there's just no.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, we're just gonna call this one, just kind of
a swing and a miss.
Our first three have been so amazing.
Amazing. So good.
I'm like, we can't
like emotional.
win them all, I guess.
Like beautiful storytelling, gorgeous characters, like beautiful sets. Like the tricks in this show were stunning. If you want to go to the circus in New York, go see this show.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fair enough.
That's really it.
Fair enough.
If you want a good musical, I've already given you 3 from the last week that you could go see that are far superior musicals.
Yeah. And tonight we'll let you know.
In my opinion.
Let you know about tonight. So anyway, there you have it. There you have it.
I'm sorry if
a miss of a day. No, it's fine.
Listen, this is proof. I don't love everything.
And he hated the horse thing, and I thought it was
I hated
so
it. It was
cool.
so stupid.
It wasn't stupid. It was really cool.
Okay, when he came out as the horse and he was limping, that was beautiful. And then he lays down on the floor and he like puts his head. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. She's gonna sing. Oh, no, we have to distract us with tricks because we can't just sing a song. This is stupid. Why would we expect a musical to just have a song? No, we have to be distracted by this bullshit. I was so bitter. Sorry.
Anyway, but I was also happy to leave because I had no feeling in my left knee at that point, and my foot was starting to cramp, and I was like, well, it's okay. I'm not so invested that I have to stay and suffer through the pain. So there we are.
I don't know. If you get a free ticket, I mean, there was a guy in the street trying to give his away. Now I know why. Does anyone want a ticket? Anyone want a ticket? Just trying to give it to people. And everyone's like, no. Okay, follow the crowd, people. Just don't go.
Then we made ourselves feel better and we stopped at Anita Gelato, and it's just the cutest shop ever, and it was delicious.
It was yummy.
And that's our story.
I'm sorry I'm so grumpy. If you know anyone who's in the show, I'm sure they did a great job.
Here's hoping that you're nicer for the next one.
I'm seeing my beloved Shoshana.
That's true.
There's nothing. I mean, it could be a.
It's
pile
true.
of
You saw
crap
Mr.
and I would
Saturday
love it.
Night and sat
No,
through
that was a bad show.
That was
she
terrible.
was great.
I said, I know. I'm saying you sat through Mr. Saturday Night, which was a terrible show.
Well, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it was really cool to be in the same room as Billy Crystal and
But it was
watch
still
him
a
do his
terrible
thing.
show.
Babe, the show itself is terrible.
Yes.
He was great. Watching
Yes.
Billy Crystal be Billy Crystal, I was like, this is actually really cool. Like, I'm getting this experience. Shoshana Bean was amazing. She got a Tony nomination for it.
I know.
She sang her face off.
And
It
that's
was
all I'm
great.
saying. Sometimes you don't hear me. The show is terrible. Didn't say he was, didn't say she was.
Right.
Show itself.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, we're done. Goodbye.